Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil. Today I'm going to be doing a review for Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Now, sorry if you can see something in the background. Yeah, that's just a little Deswam thing. Small Deswam. But anyway, uh, yeah, this is going to be my second movie review for my channel. Sorry guys, I was almost forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, yeah, guys, and this time Dead Man's Chest. I showed this a few nights ago, so yeah. I'm hoping I can watch um what's the next one? Oh yeah, on Stranger Tides. No, at World's End, sorry. What's happening? At World's End tonight so I can do a review whenever I can, but I need to get these reviews done so at least you have some type of uh understanding of like how I look at movies, how I understand them, review them and all that. So yeah. So just like last time, I've got some stuff written down, but not much because I was actually more invested in the movie than writing stuff down because it's funny writing and watching at the same time. It's kind of hard, but I managed to pick some stuff out. Surprisingly, not much negatives in this movie, but that doesn't mean it's a perfect movie. No, none of the Pirates movies are perfect. They're not my favorite movies. The way it's done, it's the way the story, the whole franchise is done as a whole isn't perfect. The storytelling isn't perfect. There is stuff in this movie that is a lot more better, I would say, in the first one. Particularly, let's look at the main three things in this one. Like I did before, uh, uh, positives and negatives. This time rather, this movie, before I do anything, like last time, which was like a month ago or something like that, when I did my first movie review, I'll be doing a, this time I'm going to be saying that, for its grade, for its pre-rating score, this movie is still a good movie. Yet again, Pirates of the Caribbean have proved, that they have, or should I say, Disney can prove that they have some great showcase of talented people, and this is just another movie to prove that. But yeah, this movie up ups up amps up the stakes and all that type of stuff. Yeah, and for a Disney movie, it's more PG-13 rated than the first one. It's a lot more darker and all type of stuff, which I should also put in as a positive for tone, a positive as well, because the tone, dark tone, and all type of stuff. I love the lighting in this movie; it's really great. But yeah, that's just another big thing I would have to say. That it was a bit darker, a lot more darker than the other one, which is great. But there is some daytime stuff, of course, going on and all that. Now let's talk about the movie itself. So yeah, I would say at the end it's not a 7 perfectly, but it's 7 point something. I'll tell you at the end. Yeah, but that's at the end. So yeah, the positives, the action, a lot more better action in this movie than the first film. There's a lot more to do in this one than the first film. You have Davy Jones's crew in this one. You have a new character, Beckett. Uh, Lord Beckett. Apparently, he's called Ward now, not whatever he was addressed before. But yeah, they replaced James Norton's character with Beckett's character, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'll talk about that a bit later. The humor in this movie, I felt this movie was more fun than the first one. Like that running chase sequence from those guys on the island, that was really funny. And watching that, I can imagine watching that first time in the theater would probably have been a laugh out loud moment. And of course, the acting. Johnny Depp again proves that he's really good at this role, and it's amazing. And sometimes when he talks, like he just makes up stuff. It's so funny. Like you don't even understand what the guy's saying. But yeah. All right, now the negatives. Side story. I did not like that side story on the island. I thought that was just completely unnecessary. When I watched it the first few times, like, oh, yeah, it's alright. But then I now think about it to when I first saw it back then, and I was like, okay, this side story is not needed. I don't understand. Why is this side story even in the movie? Come to think of it, they just ruined what the movie's purpose is for, Dead Man's Chest. But it's not about that. There's other stuff, of course, but this movie has a side story which I didn't like at all. But it had some funny moments to it, yet the side story was not good. And also Hans Zimmer score, when Hans Zimmer signed on to do this movie, I think it's the best thing that ever happened to this franchise. The score of this movie is fantastic. I love it. This is a pirate score you can listen to over and over again. I mean, the guy who did the first one, Klaus, I forgot his name, but that score was pretty good too. But this score is even better. Hans Zimmer's the man, guys. Alright, and another negative, Jack Sparrow's not in the first scene. This movie relies Jack Sparrow to do well. This movie franchise as a whole, if not, it would not be Pirates of the Caribbean without him. Jack Sparrow needed to be in the first scene because why? It just needed to. You could feel the tone was already different from the other movies. It was a lot more darker. But this movie, I wanted to see Jack at the start. Not like 5 or 10 minutes in, but at the start. But anyway, yeah, that's that. So now let's go on to the quick analysis. I'm hoping this video isn't that long. The last video, my first review I did, which was a month ago. Yeah, believe it or not, it was a month ago. Was like 22 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I'm hoping this isn't that long. But I'm going to get straight to the point, guys. The positives. Nice opening. Heartbeat. You could hear the... I can't do it. That's just weird, guys. I didn't know if you heard that, but that was just my hands tapping the desk very softly. Yeah, the heartbeat. Yeah, that sounded weird. But anyway, guys, yeah. If you can listen very carefully, at the start of the movie, they do a heartbeat, which shows what this movie is going to be about. There's a heart. Spoiler word for those of you who haven't seen this movie yet, in the chest. But these reviews are going to be spoiler filled, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, nice opening, nice intro. Well done, Disney. And you have a Disney logo this time. Well done. Now, next positive. Early introduction of Lord Beckett. This is what I found interesting. James Norrington doesn't come until a few minutes later into the movie, which kind of, well, we do see him, but I really like how they showed this character right at the start and not a few minutes into later. There was no flashback, which is what they kind of did with James Norrington's character, and there wasn't anything else. Instead, we had this great sequence of them, not really good, that was random. A really good sequence of Elizabeth Swann, her father, Will Turner, and Lord Beckett's character being revealed and all that type of stuff. And they were just talking about this stuff is like about, something happened and they seem to be arrested and all type of stuff. And then Jack Sparrow is also part of this thing as well. And then I really love how they changed scenes from that. But regardless of that point, enough of that. Well, what I'm trying to say, guys, is that Lord Beckett in this movie, the way they introduced him was pretty good. You can tell how this character's going to be like. He really knows his stuff. Like, he's really serious. He's really smart. He's a bit more interesting character than James Norton. James Norton was fun. This guy's opposite fun. Alright, next up. One negative that I picked up. My first negative. Other than those other two things. No explanation of what... No explanation. Sorry, guys. I was reading something else. No explanation of where Jack escaped. Like, the start of the movie, where you see Jack escape this widow place, I have no idea where that was. They never showed it. I don't think they showed it at the start, but still. Yeah, but this movie, they don't show where he escaped from. I think they did. I can't remember, but something tells me that they needed to show what happened to Jack. And adding a Wuto scene in that place itself would be much more interesting and entertaining. So yeah, rather than an island scene. So yeah, but we needed something about that. Next up, funny introduction with Jack and crew. This is what I'm talking about. The Jack Sparrow stuff is fantastic. In this movie, Jack and his crew have some great moments together. And when you see the Indian guy, Gibbs, and Jack and all that talking about like what to do with the treasure and all type of stuff and all that. There's some funny moments in that scene. It's really funny. And yeah, that's a great thing for this movie. Even though it's dark at times, like really dark. I mean, not just tone-wise, but story-wise too. This movie still is funny. So yeah. Then we of course have a nice callback to the first film with the lamps. What I'm trying to say, guys, is that there's a scene in this movie, the jail cell, which Again, this is going to spoil. Will gets arrested. Elizabeth doesn't. And while they're talking, her father pulls up a lamp and looks at it and then puts it back in some random spot, which is a great callback to what Will did in the first movie. I love that callback. There's a few maybe little callbacks I kind of missed, but that scene in particular really got me. That was a good Easter egg, a good hint at doing callbacks throughout the franchise. Again, I think there's other callbacks, but that's the only one I could pick up. But great callback to the first film with the lads. Really good job, guys. And of course, nice addition of a side. I'm sorry, guys. I just said nice addition and then I said not nice. Yeah, I changed my mind. This side story was bad. I'm crossing that out. But for some reason, I feel like the story, I think when I was doing this, I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, guys. But that side story, again, was still unnecessary. I mean, you can look at it both ways. It was good for adding humor, but it was bad for not showing any reason why they should do it. Maybe I should have given a negative for that, but okay, I'm just gonna add a negative right now. No explanation of why there's a side story. There's no explanation why that happened in that scene. So yeah, maybe the rest on the island, who knows, but who knows, but I don't know why. Maybe they just wanted to stop there for a bit. And funny escape scene. When Jack runs from the silent people, that scene was really funny. I gotta admit. Alright, another negative. Unnecessary way to bring back James Norrington. This character was so shoehorned into this movie. They just wanted to bring a character back from the first one to make it more interesting. But no, I did not like the idea. He was a bit annoying in this movie. His character was all goofy this time, not serious. Which is what I don't like about the sequels. When they change how a character is in the second film from the first one. This is an example of that. A great example. So I didn't like that. And another negative. Wiping scene, not parody. Oh, sorry. Whipping scene, not parody. My god, guy. Yeah. Whipping scene, not parody. There's a scene where his father, when you see his father whipping his son, Will Turner's son, Bootstrap Bill whipping, Will, in that scene, aka Will Turner, or aka Orlando Bloom's character in this movie, in the part on board, the Flying Dutchman, which is Davy Jones's ship. That scene did not feel parody at all. I do not understand why they did that. The scene did not suit the time period. I mean, there of course was whipping that time probably whenever this movie took place. I haven't done my research into it, but this movie, that scene does not work well for it. So I'm sorry, guys. And then 3 other positives. Freeway sword fight. Again, like I said, I haven't analyzed every part of the movie, but this is just another thing. A freeway sword fight. The sword fight in this movie, the freeway sword fight was just amazing. The finale of this movie, I would say, was amazing, that sword fight. Well, not really finale, but just before that, we had this freeway sword fight, and it was perfect. I love that freeway sword fight. It's one of the best fight scenes in the entire franchise period. It's great. But I won't spoil what happens at the end of it. So yeah, just to let you know. And this movie, nice final shot of Jack in the movie. This movie, this is a massive spoiler. So be warned, guys. Close your ears for a few seconds if you don't want to hear this. But this movie, the final shot of Jack Sparrow in the movie is really, really good. Not just good, but great. You see the Kraken, which is what Jack calls Beastie. He says, "Hello, Beastie." Takes out his sword, aims right at it, and then it just sucks him in to his or her mouth. Who knows if it's a male or female? I think it's male, but judging from the color, it's probably a female too. Who knows? But Krakens are usually boys. But yeah, that scene was great. That is one of the most iconic shots of the franchise. I mean, not iconic shot, but that's one of the best final shots I've seen in a movie. In general, probably in a long time. Even in theaters last year, when I saw movies, like big blockbuster movies or superhero movies, in particular, I don't think there are final shots like this. The final shot in this movie was great. It's one of those final shots where you just love. But the final shot, it's not a final shot of the movie. It's a final shot of the character in the movie. So that was great. and good ending. I really like the ending of this movie, bringing back Barbosa. I know a lot of people saying it's one of the best uh, scenes of the entire franchise, one of the best endings, or I should say the best ending. People are saying it apparently is the best ending of the entire franchise. Some people say it's the best climax. I wouldn't really say so. Even though it's a trilogy, there's still two more other movies. And just so you know, guys, Barbosa is in every movie. So is Jack Sparrow. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But spoiler alert, he died in the fifth one, uh, which came out last year. Yeah, but anyway, the good news is that we have another pirate movie in 2020 with Davy Jones. But the bad news is I don't know if Jack Sparrow is going to be in it. I mean, AK joined up. So yeah. So again, yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be a good movie. But anyway, guys, that's my analysis slash review of Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. A very interesting movie, a bit more darker in tone, a lot more action, a lot more humor, tons of fun. This is a great blockbuster movie, better than the first one. It's one of Disney's best sequels. I love it. I don't love it as much as at World's End because that movie is just fantastic. But this movie, remember I said at the start of the review I would give it a 7 point something out of 10? Well, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. It's a really fun, solid action adventure. All the great character moments. You'll have a ton of fun with it. The characters develop. Jack Sparrow's fantastic in this movie. I mean, Johnny Depp's fantastic as his character. This is probably one of his best films or roles as his character. So yeah, I should say one of his best films as this character, I should say. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you whenever I do my review for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time, and this is Akil, and I'm signing out. Bye, guys.